What's up, guys? Yesterday, I went shopping for some used books. I hit up my local library. They have this thing called Friends of the Library where people can either donate books or they'll sell old discarded books. So you can just get them for 50 cents for a paperback, $1 for a hardcover. Insane deal. And then we also went to Goodwill, which has raised their prices on books lately. Doesn't make any sense. They're now like 250 each. Still not bad, but I don't know why they raised them. If you know me, you know I love going shopping for used books. I think it's a great way to save money, and it's just fun hunting for books. You look through hundreds of them to find a few, and I try to go about once a week because places like Goodwill, places like my local library will rotate their inventory pretty regularly. So it's just as long as you go frequently, you can find some pretty good things. And it was fun just getting to hang out with my mom and talk about books with her and look around for used books. So these are what I got. I found this book called Freedom's Landing by Anne McCaffrey. Never heard of it, and it seemed like a fantasy book. I love mass market paperbacks. I picked it up. I think I read way too many popular books. While I know popular books are popular for a reason and I enjoy them, you just got to pick something up that you've never heard of. Maybe it was popular 40 years ago, who knows, but it looked interesting. The back of it was just a simple little description. Sounded interesting. I picked it up. Maybe it'll be my favorite book ever. Who knows? Or maybe I'll hate it. Next up is a book that my mom found, and that is The Red Badge of Courage by Stephen Crane. Again, never heard of it. I do know it's a classic though, so picked it up. Another mass market paperback. Love that. And then next up is a book that I read recently. This book actually brought me to tears, and that is Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. Probably my favorite classic author. Such a good book, and I didn't have it in this format, so I'm glad to have it because I already have the Pearl in this style. It's over there, but excited about that. And then we have Mitch Albom, The Stranger in the Lifeboat. Cannot wait to get to this. I love Tuesdays with Morrie. I still haven't read The Five People You Meet in Heaven, but this is an author who just, he's able to just put so much life into his books. I've only read one again, but I love that book. I think the Tuesdays with Morrie is a book everyone should read at least once in their life. Can't wait to eventually get to this one and read more by that author. And then my mom found this for 50 cents. It's been everywhere lately. I've seen so many people reading it, and that is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I know it's something to do with World War II. Cannot wait to read this. I've seen other people talking about The Women by Kristen Hanna. So once I read this, I will definitely be checking out The Women by Kristen Hanna. I've heard amazing things about her stuff. And yeah, 50 cents. What a deal on that book. Sometimes I think whenever I find books for so cheap and then I read them and I love them, I'm like, wow, I paid $1 for that experience. I paid $4 for that experience. That's kind of how I like to look at it. Next up is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. It has been years since I've read this book. I think I read it back in maybe fifth grade. Incredible, incredible trilogy. I remember liking the first book and the second book a lot more than the third. But, just an overall amazing trilogy, YA dystopian. This book was very, very popular at a time. Cannot wait to reread this. Maybe I'll get to it sometime this year. Maybe not. And then next up are some Star Wars books. Cannot believe I found these at Goodwill, 250 each. Kind of a little bit pricey for Goodwill, but still great. They're just a bunch of these kind of Star Wars children's books. I love this one with Chewbacca. I think I found the whole set. I think I found all of them except for the one with R2D2 on it. So amazing find. Not exactly chopping at the bits to read these. They are children's books, but they're still Star Wars, so I could not say no to them. And for $2 each or 250 each, that's just a great deal. Maybe I'll read them to my kids one day. Who knows? But yeah. And then we found The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. Book is one of those ones you always hear about, but most people never read it. So this will be read sometime soon. It seems very relevant nowadays. Yeah, it's in great condition. Again, found it at Goodwill for 250. Cannot beat that. I mean, maybe if it was for $1, but you still can't beat that. And then last up, probably the best find in my opinion, aside from those Star Wars books, and that is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. One of the most beautiful books I've ever read. It might as well be a book of poetry with how just incredible this book is to read. V.E. Schwab was cooking. I can't wait to read more by her. But yeah, I already own a copy of this, so I may sell it. Probably not going to sell it. I may just like use this as my copy to let friends borrow. But yeah, I love this book. I'm very happy to add it to my collection. It deserves a reread because it was just so enjoyable to read. But yeah, those are my pickups, and Let me know if you've read any of these books or if you like to go shopping for used books, because I love it. It's a great way for me to spend time with my mom and for me to get some books on some good deals. As always, thank you for watching and have an amazing day.